31st of July, 1899, Volume 2. Intellectual communication between Jesus and the soul. The mouth remains mute. Jesus came also this morning, although always in silence. But I was very content as long as I had my treasure, Jesus, because by having him, I had all my contentments. In seeing him, I comprehended many things about his beauty, about his goodness, and other things. But since it was all through the intelligence and by means of intellectual communication, my mouth is incapable of expressing anything, so I let it pass in silence. End of the reading.
The 31st of July, 1902, Volume 4. True charity must be disinterested. As I was in my usual state, I saw my adorable Jesus several times, but always in silence. I was all confused. I would not dare to ask him anything, but it seemed that he wanted to tell me something which wounded his sacred heart. Finally, the last time he came, he told me, "My daughter, true charity must be disinterested on the part of one who does it and on the part of one who receives it. If there is interest, that mud produces a smoke which blinds the mind and prevents one from receiving the influence and the effects of divine charity. This is why in many works that are done, even holy, in many charitable cares that are performed, one feels as though a void, and they do not receive the fruit of the charity they do." End of the reading.
31st of July, 1904, Volume 6. The human will falsifies and profanes even the holiest works. Continuing in my poor state, it seemed that he came more than once, and I seemed to see him as a child, as though surrounded by a shadow. He said to me, "My daughter, don't you feel the freshness of my shadow? Rest in it, for you will find refreshment." And it seemed that we rested together in his shadow, and I felt all reinvigorated, being close to him. Then he continued, "My beloved, if you love me, I do not want you to look either inside or outside of yourself, at whether you are warm or cold, at whether you do much or little, or at whether you suffer or enjoy. All this must be destroyed in you. You must have your eyes fixed only on whether you do as much as you can for me, and everything to please me. The other ways, as high, sublime, and industrious as they might be, cannot please me and content my love. Oh, how many souls falsify true devotion and profane the holiest works with their own will, always seeking themselves. Even in holy things, if one seeks her own way and taste and the satisfaction of herself, if she finds herself, she escapes from God and does not find him." End of the reading.
The 31st of July, 1906, Volume 7. Jesus speaks about simplicity. Continuing in my usual state, blessed Jesus came for a little, and embracing me wholly, he told me, "My daughter, simplicity is to virtues as condiment to foods. For a simple soul there are neither keys nor doors to enter into me, nor are there for me to enter into her, because from all sides she can enter into me, and I into her. Even more, to better say it, she finds herself in me without entering, because by her simplicity she comes to resemble me, who am most simple spirit, and only because I am most simple, I am present everywhere, and nothing can escape my hand. A simple soul is like the light of the sun. In spite of any fog or of the fact that its rays pass through whatever rubbish, it always remains light. It gives light to all, and it never changes. In the same way, a simple soul, no matter what mortification or displeasure she may receive, does not cease to be light for herself and for those who have mortified her. And if she sees evil things, she does not become stained, but remains always light, nor does she change, because simplicity is that virtue which most resembles the divine being. Only through this virtue can one participate in the other divine qualities, and only in the soul who is simple are there no impediments or obstacles for divine grace to enter and to operate. In fact, since both one and the other are light, one light easily unites and transforms into the other. Who can say what I comprehended about this simplicity? I feel as though a sea is in my mind, and I am able to manifest but a few little drops of this sea, and those disconnected among themselves. End of the reading. There are no more readings today. There are no more readings this month. See you next month.